Hi friends, you're watching movie reviews with Raghuram. In this video, I'll be reviewing the Hindi movie Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva. The movie which was much hyped, the movie which was much in the controversy because of the boycott movement just before the release of the movie. At the onset, the beginning of my review, I would like to tell Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva is not a bad movie at all. In fact, it is a good movie. It is a decent one-time watch, if not a fantabulous movie. It is definitely a decent one-time watch. It deserves at least one-time watch in the theaters from the perspective of the efforts being put into the movie, from the perspective of the concept and the new and fresh take over this particular topic. You'll definitely find something fresh, something new, something to admire, something to appreciate. I would definitely render my wholehearted appreciation to director Ayan Mukherjee, the captain of the ship, the director of the movie, and the entire team of Brahmastra for visualizing this particular concept and for translating it onto the screen and getting us to the story of the Astras, the divine weapons, and also the Astraverse. So for materializing this particular concept on the screen for a new concept and a new idea, definitely I would like to render my appreciations and also thanks to the entire team of Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva. Having said that, I would definitely tell that at least this movie definitely deserves a one-time watch. Please go with your families and watch this particular movie for the visual spectacle it provides. Having said that, just like any other movie, Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva also has its own pluses, has its own minuses. So after all, it is a movie. So in the next part of my review, I am going to give my thoughts on the positives and also not exactly the negatives, what could have been better in the movie. So because I am speaking about this particular movie with a positive vibe, so I don't want to create negativities here. I would, rather than putting it into the category of negativities, I would like to tell what could have been better in the movie to make it a fantabulous movie or a masterpiece. So coming to the story of the movie in brief, a synopsis without any spoilers. So mainly the story of Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva, as the title itself indicates, deals with Brahmastra and the main character Shiva and his connection with Brahmastra and the other Astras, and the story related between these two concepts. So there are many subplots, but the story has three main threads. Thread number one is the story of Astras and Brahmastras, how they descended to the earth, and also a secret society who became the protectors of the Astras, the divine weapons, and also the greatest and also the most powerful among all the Astras, that is the Brahmastra. So they became the guardians and they were called as Brahmansh, that particular group, and how the baton was passed from generation to generation. And we reach the current day, the present day, wherein the Brahmansh of this particular era is working as guardians of the Brahmastra. Brahmastra at this particular point of time has been split into three pieces and has been scattered in different parts of the world. It is not only the Brahmansh team who is seeking to gather those pieces of Brahmastra and secure it and also to guard it, but there are also some evil forces, some bad forces looking for that particular Brahmastra so that they can possess that Brahmastra. So there is a clash between the good and bad forces. So this is one thread of the movie. So the story keeps hitting every now and then in the entire length of the movie of Brahmastra. Thread number one. Thread number two is the story of our Shiva, who is the protagonist. He's a common man. He doesn't know that he has superpowers. He himself is a Astra, Agni Astra. So among the guardians of the Astras, some people control certain powers and some people are Astras all by themselves, just like our Shiva. So he has special powers. So he is a fire Astra, so that is the Agni Astra, but he doesn't know that. So it is the journey of Shiva to explore himself, his superpowers, and the journey of him becoming or his transformation into a superhero, how he learns that he belongs to the group of Brahmansh, and he is also one of he is also one of the members whose responsibility is to guard the Brahmastra, and how he becomes the bridge between the Brahmansh and the Brahmastra and the evil forces. His connection, his journey, so is thread number two. And thread number three is the love story or love storia, which was very popular, the romance between Shiva and Isha. The role of Shiva played by Ranbir Kapoor, and the role of Isha has been played by Alia, but the real life couple So here also they are looking like real life couple. So we'll speak about the romance related to this particular these characters in the later part of the review. So these are the three threads and how these threads coalesce with each other, amalgamate into the second half, the story runs, and how it ends. So the ending of the movie gives a gateway to the second part of Brahmastra Part 2. As the movie has been titled Brahmastra Part 1, so this is a trilogy. This is the first part of the trilogy series. So this deals with mainly with the story of Shiva and his connection with Brahmastra and the romance between Shiva and Isha. So this is all about the story. So now coming to the review of this particular movie, Ayan Mukherjee. So we also learned that he has invested his 10 to 11 years in scripting this particular story, making the screenplay. Many changes were done, including so many technical changes were also done. So he has invested 10 to 11 long years on this particular story of Brahmastra Part 1, number 1. Number 2, more than 400 crores has been poured into the production of this particular movie. So seeing the VFX and also the production designs and the lavishness, and also the movie itself being a visual spectacle, and the concept of Astras, Brahmastra, all these things brought into the particular movie, it clearly depicts that this is a rich movie, one of the richest movies coming onto the screen, much anticipated movie, and people were expecting it to be a game changer, to be a blockbuster, to be a magnum opus, and also to that Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva will be a trendsetter, not only a game changer, but also it will be an epic, iconic movie, a masterpiece. But where did the movie falter? Though the people are going to the theaters, word of mouth is really good about this particular movie. In spite of the boycott movement, people are going to the theaters to see. I admire that particular aspect. So people want to go and see what is different in this particular movie. Word of mouth advertisement, people are definitely going. It is a different movie. Right at the intro, I said it is a different movie, different concept, fresh concept, feel good movie. You can go and watch. Lacunae, negativities, keep it apart. Okay, so it is a good attempt. For the attempt, it deserves a one-time watch. So what could have made this okayish type of one-time watch, or as I said right at the beginning of my review itself, that this movie is a decent one-time watch. I did not tell it is a fabulous movie, fantastic movie, a must-watch movie. I recommend it very strongly. I did not tell that because the tastes of the people differ from one another. So I personally like the movie because I ignored certain things, looking into certain things. I watched the movie with positivity. I wanted to see what new things have been brought into the movie. So that's why I admired the movie. So your opinion may be different from my opinion. So coming to this, where could Brahmastra have scored more than what it has scored? Where could it have become a masterpiece? Where could it have been a blockbuster? Where could it have been a game changer? Where did it lose? So point number 1 is the first half, the balance in the first half. When you go to the movies like Brahmastra, I or you or anybody, we will be expecting that plenty of story will be said about Brahmastra, and we will be very eager to know about the history, the mythology, and everything related to the Astras, the exploration of the Astras, what research has been put into this particular movie. So while waiting, so the movie starts with a fantastic first 10 to 15 minutes with a special appearance of, no spoilers here, we all know, SRK, Shah Rukh Khan. The Shah Rukh Khan comes in the first 10-15 minutes. After the introduction of the concept of Astras, we get to see the story of Shah Rukh Khan. So that is an interesting cameo there. So interest is generated, curiosity is generated at that particular point, and immediately the story shifts to the love story between Ranbir Kapoor and Alia Bhatt, that is Shiva and Isha, and that love story painfully proceeds. So again, was the love story important in this particular story of Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva or not? Okay, that is a big debate, but the director has answers. 2-3 instances where Ayan Mukherjee tries to answer why the love story was important in that particular movie. So it might be considered as a spoiler or an important ingredient of the movie. So here I am just focusing on the points where could the movie have could have been better than what exactly it is. So the trimming of the love story, I felt could have been a game changer in the first part of Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva. The love story I felt was painfully long. Everybody would have felt. So there is no doubt that the story of the Brahmastra and the Astras and key components of that particular story plays in the backdrop and keep on visiting. So what would be our expectation? That it is Brahmastra, when the title is Brahmastra, the story should be about the Brahmastra. On the backdrop, the love story or the drama or whatever runs. So the balance, so it should have been like 85-15. in favor of Brahmastra, 85 Brahmastra and 15% or 20% of love story should have been covered in the backdrop. But here the balance has been shifted, like it has been 60-40 in favor of love story. So it looks like that when we look at the overall length of the movie, first half and second half together. So the love story should have been reduced, should have been shrunk, should have been told in a more melodious way, more interesting way. The love story, if it was very interesting and catchy, so we would have definitely appreciated that. Though Ayan Mukherjee was banking on the real life couple, that is Alia and Ranbir Kapoor. So the chemistry did not shape up very well on the screen. So many scenes were looked like the love story has been pushed into this particular movie, and Alia too not having plenty of frames and plenty of things to do in this particular love story. She keeps on visiting here and there. So romance should have been cut short. Coming to the second half of the movie, lengthy conversations and prolonged discussions and unnecessary detailing of the astras and the training process of Shiva, that is Ranbir Kapoor, in the Gurukul, and long conversations between Amitabh Bachchan, that is the Guru, and Shishya, that is Shiva. So there is plenty of conversation and unnecessary detailing that could have also been edited, and also that particular part should have been minimized from the length it carries in the movie. So overall, when we see the first half and the second half, if the love story and also the unnecessary discussions and the prolonged discussions would have been cut short, the movie would have been edited and chopped by at least 10 to 15 minutes. Editing could have been better, and the movie could have been in a better situation. So like shorter length, the run time of the movie is around 2 hours 40 minutes, so probably 2 hours 15 minutes should have been better for this particular movie, I felt. So editing, screenplay definitely should have been smart. The storytelling should have been crispier, and the editing should have been really good, and the length of the movie also should have been shrunk a little bit, brought to the 2 hours 10 minutes and 2 hours 15 minutes. And the speed of the story, yes, the movie suddenly falls down by its pace. Though there are thrilling moments, there are action, there are VFX, everything catching river, there are high rise points, like high points coming every now and then hitting the frame. So when you feel bored, suddenly a high point comes and elevates your mood. Okay, this is happening, something interesting is happening in the movie. But having said that, there are many low frames in this particular movie. Suddenly the movie shrinks down, it becomes like what we can call it, a stagnant and very, very slow. So the speed of the movie should have also been increased. So in movies like this, Brahmastra, handling with topics like astras and plenty of action, VFX, everything, if it is blended and if it is a quick pace, nowadays people want to watch stories being told in a very crispier way, better screenplay, smart screenplay, and a faster version of the story. So the movie, the pace should have been faster than what exactly it is. And then coming to the characters and characterizations, so the character of Shiva should have been written in a better way. So here Shiva, for most of the length of the movie, he doesn't believe in his powers. Once he starts believing in his powers, so he tells about the trigger points and everything, so he gives excuses. So he is not ready to accept that he is a superhero. Was Ranbir Kapoor looking like a superhero? Shiva, in some frames yes, and in most frames no. So because the character himself doesn't accept that he is a superhero until he does something superb and fantastic towards the end of the movie, wherein he starts believing in his own powers. Once he starts exploring his powers, he starts believing in those things. For time being, maybe in part 2, his superpowers and also his presentation, the character and characterization of Shiva may be much better. So but in this particular movie, he was not exactly looking like a superhero for time being till the first part ended. And also the same is the case with Isha, that is Alia, but her role should also have been well defined. So probably should have been given more frames rather than a visitor here and there. She looks cute, beautiful, gorgeous, no doubt. The chemistry here and there between the real life couple also looks good, but the chemistry should have been better. So the love story should have been shorter, as I already said, and the role of Isha should have been much more better, like that of Alia Bhatt. So that is what I felt. So even Amitabh Bachchan's sir's role is good. He comes at the interval and he carries through the second part of the movie. Moreover, he is converted into a teacher and a preacher, rather than being a controller of the Astra. Again, power to these characters has not been given. Shah Rukh Khan has a small cameo. It's okay. Nagarjuna should have been explored in a better way, so he should have been given a much more good character. So the acting and also the acting department and also the performances of these actors are good according to the script, but the script and a screenplay should have been better, and these characters, since they're controlling the powers and also the astras, they should have been given more powerful roles, more powerful characters. That X factor in those characters is definitely missing. And the next point is the absence of a powerful villain. Here, Mouni Roy is playing the main villain. She and her team, they're good. She's good in her role, no doubt about that. But she's not looking intimidating. Again, the power given to her particular role is lacking. So there should have been one more a stronger villain, I felt. So the lack of or the absence of a powerful villain could also have done wonders in this particular movie. Coming to the dialogues, again, I felt that the dialogues could have been better. So always these movies need to carry that punch dialogues with power. Again, dialogues are there, so it looks like lame dialogues. Power is absent in those particular dialogues. So VFX and action plays a main role in this particular movie. They should have been the heroes of the movie. VFX is good. So it is like we have not seen such good VFX or VFX with action, the blend of action with VFX. So it is very rare to see these things on in the Indian movies. Attempt is really good. Attempt towards VFX, the computer graphics, and the action choreography, everything is good, but they should have been good enough. What I missed is VFX here and there, the sparks, the lights, too much of focus on our eyes. It is very harming to the eyes. So because there is a lot of light, Ranbir Kapoor's character speaks about light, and there is plenty of light, plenty of colors, dark colors, rich colors, and sparks and specks. So whenever the computer graphics and also the special effects comes, so here these things make a spoiler of the VFX. The VFX should have been much better. It is good, no doubt. It should have been much better. They should have invested their time and also money on VFX in making it better. But seeing the budget put on this particular movie, VFX is good. The action choreography is also good. Again, the Shah Rukh Khan's action sequence right at the beginning, and also the interval block is really simply superb. That particular action sequence you just watch, and the action which comes in the climax, the lengthy climax, 10 to 15 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes of climax is really good. The action, but I felt the blend, the amalgamation of action and VFX should have been better. Again, coming to the interval block was good, but the climax could have been much better. And we have a suspense in the movie. The characters of Dev and Amruta, those two characters will be explored in the second installment of Brahmastra, but revealing those two characters, at least one of those characters at the end of the movie could have been a game changer. It could have put the people, the viewers and all those people watching Brahmastra so in a spot where they could have definitely waited for, just like the Katappa concept in Bahubali, that particular puzzle kept us waiting. So here also revealing one of these characters would have been really interesting. I'll speak about that in at another video, but that could have been a game changer, I felt. Again, a better utilization of the Shah Rukh Khan and Nagarjuna, having them, and they should have been utilized in a much better way. All these points I feel could have been game changers and could have contributed to to add up to the success of the movie. Now let us come to the positivities of the movie. I should have spoken about these things at the beginning. The VFX is good, should have been good enough. The action choreography is good, but could have been much better, seeing the scale of the movie. The background music is good, but it is loud at certain places. The music is good, decent enough. Two songs, Deva Deva is simply outstanding, and Kesariya, the picturization of Kesariya is simply fabulous. The cinematography, the production designs, the production scales, the lavishness of the movie, the visual spectacle it provides, everything is simply fabulous. Technically, the movie excels. And two more plus points are the interval bang, the 10-15 minutes of tension it creates. The entry of Amitabh Bachchan sir is simply superb. The first 15 minutes, the SRK episode is simply fabulous. And the last 30 minutes, high octane action sequence with a lot of VFX is simply superb. And the suspense of Dev and Amruta's character. So I don't know. I already said that in the possibilities that Ayan Mukherjee should have revealed both these characters, or at least one character towards the end of the movie, but not revealing them is probably might work as a game changer. We never know. So that was a tactic used by Ayan Mukherjee. A smart play, I should tell. Coming to my conclusive remarks and final words about Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva. As I said, there are positivities and negativities in this particular movie, but it is a different movie, different concept, different treatment, different ideology. And the courage of the movie makers to make such a movie covering about it's a controversial topic, so definitely it is controversial topic whoever makes, and no movie can be perfect. Seeing keeping the negativities away, considering the strengths, considering the positives, this movie definitely deserves a one-time watch. Please go to the theaters and watch Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva. If you have not made your mind to criticize the movie or to block the movie or boycott the movie, just go with your family, enjoy the movie. It is a thorough entertainer, it is a different movie, and it is a paisa vasool movie. On my scoreboard, definitely I would go with the liberal 7.5 out of 10 for Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva, mainly for the intent, mainly for a different concept, mainly for the fresh thoughts put into the movie, mainly for the courage for making this particular movie, mainly for bringing this Astraverse and a new superhero in the form of Shiva to all of us on the big screen. Thanks for watching my video. If you loved my video, kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll catch up with you all in my next video with yet another movie review. Until then, do take care. Goodbye. Namaste.